Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you is not just another messy celebrity headline. It's a full-blown roller coaster straight out of the twilight zone of fame, betrayal, and jaw-dropping chaos. Picture this. 1 minute Yandy is celebrating what looked like a miracle recovery, and the next, she's flat on the floor, collapsing in front of everyone. And Mendeecees? Oh, he's not just shocked. He's being rushed to the ICU after a betrayal so brutal. So explosive, it makes soap operas look like bedtime stories. Now let me ask you this. Have you ever thought you've seen the most dramatic thing unfold on social media? Only for the universe to say, "Hold my phone"? Because that's exactly what's happening here. Who betrayed who? How deep do these family secrets actually run? And why does it feel like every time Yandy and Mendeecees take one step forward, 10 skeletons come crashing out of their closet? This isn't just gossip. It's a scandal with receipts, whispers from insiders, and a betrayal so nasty it left everyone gasping. So stick with me, because what I'm about to unpack will make you question loyalty, love, and everything in between. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the circus, because that's exactly what this entire saga has turned into. One day, it's a miracle recovery. The next, it's heartbreak. And now we're looking at betrayal that would make even Shakespeare's tragedies look like a TikTok skit. So let's rewind for a second. Yandy Smith. Yes, the queen of "I'm holding it together even though my life looks like a reality show blooper reel," was supposedly on the mend. Social media had its cameras ready, fans were cheering, hashtags were flying, Yandy strong, miracle recovery, all that glittery nonsense. And yet, while the world thought she was ready for a comeback, the woman literally collapsed. Flat out, boom, gone, right there in front of people who claimed to love her. But wait. It gets juicier. Because when she went down, it wasn't just a fainting spell. It wasn't just exhaustion or some "oops, I forgot to hydrate" moment. No, insiders are saying this collapse came right after she discovered the kind of betrayal that doesn't just break your heart, it detonates it. And here's the kicker. That betrayal didn't come from some random stranger lurking in the shadows. Oh no, it came from inside the family. Now let's bring Mendeecees into this mess. Poor guy. Or should I say, poor audience for still keeping up with this soap opera of a life. He's the man who's been through legal troubles, scandals, rumors, and somehow always finds himself standing next to Yandy like the loyal sidekick in a Marvel movie no one asked for. But this time, he wasn't just standing. He was collapsing too. Sources claim that when Yandy went down, Mendeecees was rushed to the ICU after suffering what doctors are calling stress-induced trauma. Stress-induced trauma? Translation, the man's body literally said, "I can't handle this drama anymore." And here's where the plot thickens. Anonymous sources, yes, the same ones who somehow always find their way into DMs and TMZ inboxes, say that the betrayal Yandy discovered wasn't just small potatoes. It wasn't like someone ate her leftovers or forgot her birthday. We're talking millions of dollars mismanaged, secrets hidden, and whispers of someone inside the family pulling strings like a puppet master. The betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was financial, spiritual, and oh yes, extremely personal. Now if you're thinking, come on, this sounds too wild to be true, congratulations. You're officially catching on to the pattern of this entire family saga. Because every time the Smith-Harris household tries to show us normal, they end up giving us scandal-level drama that belongs in a Netflix docuseries titled Loyalty? Never heard of her. Let's also not forget the receipts, because people online are already digging. Screenshots of bank transfers, shady invoices, leaked text messages that read like badly written soap scripts. I told you this would happen if you didn't keep quiet. Yeah, those are floating around. And while none of it has been officially confirmed, that hasn't stopped the internet from running with it. Twitter detectives are clocked in, TikTok conspiracy theorists are doing side-by-side comparisons of facial expressions, and YouTube, well, here we are. But let's not act brand new. This isn't the first time the Yandy Mendeecees empire has been shaken by betrayal. Remember when Mendeecees was behind bars and everyone was whispering about who was running the show? Or the time Yandy's so-called friends started airing out her business for clout? This family has been marinated in controversy for years, so to say this collapse came out of nowhere would be like saying Kanye suddenly went quiet on Twitter. Spoiler alert, it doesn't happen. Still, the sheer timing of this collapse is suspicious. Just as Yandy was poised for her comeback miracle, the universe dropped a betrayal bomb on her doorstep. And the visuals? Imagine it. The cameras rolling, people gasping, someone in the background screaming, "Somebody call 911." And all the while, social media notifications are popping off like fireworks. It's tragedy meets reality TV, with a side of meme potential. Now let's talk about the whispers of who betrayed her. Because nothing keeps viewers hooked like a good old-fashioned guessing game. Was it a sibling? A cousin? Maybe that one friend who always looks a little too comfortable at family gatherings? Or could it be someone even closer? Someone who had access to her inner circle, her finances, her trust? Anonymous insiders are claiming this betrayal cut so deep that Yandy has allegedly been advised to reconsider who she calls family. That's not just shade. That's a funeral for trust. And let's not ignore the fact that Mendeecees being rushed to the ICU adds an extra layer of chaos. Imagine watching the woman you love collapse from heartbreak, and then finding yourself hooked up to machines hours later because your body just tapped out. The drama writes itself. But here's where it gets scarier. What if this betrayal isn't just about money or lies? What if it ties back to Mendeecees' past? The man has a history of legal troubles, connections, and unfinished business. Some people online are even speculating that this collapse was triggered by secrets that should have stayed buried. You know the kind. Dark deals, questionable allies, phone calls that start with, "We need to talk," and end with, "This conversation never happened." And yet, despite the chaos, fans are divided. Some are praying for Yandy's health, sending her love and light, while others are side-eyeing the entire situation. "How many times are we going to fall for the same sob story?" One commenter wrote. Another added, "At this point, their life is the plot of Love and Hip Hop Season 99. But let's not get it twisted. The audience loves the drama. Every collapse, every ICU trip, every betrayal keeps people glued to their screens. And deep down, we all know, without the scandals, without the chaos, would anyone even care about what Yandy and Mendeecees are doing? Exactly. And so, as Yandy lies recovering and Mendeecees fights his way through hospital beeping machines, the question remains, who dropped the betrayal bomb? What secret was so devastating it literally knocked the queen off her throne and sent her king straight into the ICU? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we're only scratching the surface. And trust me, the next chapter of this scandal isn't just shocking. It's catastrophic. Catastrophic. That's the only word that even comes close to describing what happened next. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the collapse wasn't the end. It was the trigger. Think of it like a domino effect, where one shocking moment knocks down an entire house of lies. And when that first domino fell, so did the carefully curated image that Yandy and Mendeecees had been selling us for years. Now, what exactly are we talking about? Well, according to leaked reports, and when I say leaked, I mean screenshots circulating faster than a celebrity breakup on Twitter, the betrayal that sent Yandy crashing to the ground is tied directly to money laundering. Yes, you heard that right. Not a small amount, not pocket change, but allegedly millions funneled through businesses with smiling faces on the outside and shady numbers on the inside. Picture this: community events, charity galas, and family businesses that looked squeaky clean, only to be exposed as funnels for dirty cash. And here's the jaw-dropper, the betrayal. Allegedly came from someone Yandy trusted to run these ventures while she was recovering. Sources are saying that the betrayal wasn't just behind her back, it was under her nose. Now, do we have a name? Not officially. But whispers point to a relative who was apparently playing both sides of the chessboard. On one hand, smiling for family photos. On the other hand, moving money faster than a crypto scammer in a Discord group. Anonymous insiders claim Yandy discovered financial statements that didn't add up. Accounts drained, donations missing, invoices signed off by someone with access only family should have. And here's where the story twists into Hollywood drama. Yandy confronted this betrayal moments before her collapse. Think about that. She walked in ready to fight for answers, receipts in hand, voice shaking with rage. And then, boom, down she went. Her body literally couldn't handle the weight of the truth. Her body literally couldn't handle the weight of the truth. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Because while Yandy was fighting for her health, Mendeecees got hit with the full impact of the fallout. Insiders claim that not only did the betrayal involve Yandy's family, But it also dragged up Mendeecees' past. Old legal issues, old deals, old names that were supposed to stay buried. Suddenly, prosecutors and investigators are circling like sharks, ready to sink their teeth into the Smith-Harris empire once again. And the public? Oh, they're eating it up. Social media timelines exploded with reactions ranging from disbelief to mockery. Not Yandy collapsing because her family pulled a Ponzi scheme on her. Somebody call Netflix, one tweet read. Another added, I don't know if I should be praying or grabbing popcorn. Meanwhile, TikTok detectives are already dissecting the situation like it's a true crime documentary. One viral video shows side-by-side comparisons of Yandy's collapse footage with old interviews where she promised her family always had her back. The caption? Backstabbed in HD. And let's not forget the memes. Oh, the memes. Yandy on the ground next to a Photoshop caption reading, when you find out your cousin stole your Netflix password and $2 million. Harsh? Yes. Hilarious? Absolutely. But sarcasm aside, the fallout is real. According to a leaked investigative report from an anonymous insider, the alleged betrayal may trigger a full-scale financial probe into the Smith-Harris accounts. Think frozen bank assets, seized properties, and long nights with lawyers billing by the hour. Now, here's the deliciously messy part. While Yandy and Mendeecees are publicly victims, whispers suggest they might not be as innocent as they look. Some insiders hint that Yandy knew more than she admitted, while others accuse Mendeecees of turning a blind eye because it kept the money flowing. Was this collapse the result of a shocking betrayal, or guilt catching up? Let's break down what we've learned from these anonymous leaks. Lavish spending spree. Allegedly, someone close to the family drained funds and used them for designer clothes, private trips, and cars that scream, I didn't earn this legally. There are rumors of a $50,000 shopping spree in one weekend. Receipts included, phantom donations, charity money, missing, events meant to give back to the community. Apparently, those dollars gave back only to the betrayer's bank account. Leaked messages. Screenshots supposedly show a relative bragging to a friend. They'll never know. She trusts me too much. Oh, the irony. Silent partners. Investigators are sniffing around names from Mendeecees' past, claiming this betrayal has ties to old business partners who never fully disappeared. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you, does this sound like bad luck? Or does this sound like karma finally pulling up a chair and saying, time to pay the bill? The public certainly thinks so. One viral Facebook post read, you can't build an empire on lies and think the foundation won't crack. Another added, they've been acting like royalty, but the crown was rented, and yet not everyone is piling on. Some fans are genuinely heartbroken, sending prayers and encouragement. Comments like, stay strong, Queen, and Mendeecees, we got you, flood their Instagram pages. Because say what you want, chaos sells, but compassion trends too. Meanwhile, conspiracy theorists are digging even deeper. Some are suggesting the betrayal wasn't just financial, it was personal. Rumors swirl about secret relationships, hidden affairs, and double lives being exposed. Could the betrayal have included emotional cheating? One anonymous friend of the family insists that's exactly what triggered Yandy's collapse. According to them, she walked in on evidence that made her knees buckle and her world shatter. And let's not ignore the timing. Just when Yandy was staging her comeback miracle, this betrayal goes public. Convenient? Coincidence? Or carefully timed sabotage? Some say the betrayer leaked the truth intentionally, choosing the moment when Yandy was weakest to make their move. That's not just betrayal, that's chess, not checkers. So here we are, Yandy recovering, Mendeecees hooked up to hospital machines, the family divided, the public entertained, and investigators circling like vultures. But the story doesn't stop here. Oh no. Because as the truth unravels, so do the consequences. Lawsuits, criminal charges, public humiliation. This isn't just a scandal. It's the collapse of an empire in real time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand finale of this circus. If you thought Yandy collapsing and Mendeecees being rushed to the ICU was the end of the story, oh no. That was just the opening act, because the real fireworks began once the betrayal went public. Let's paint the scene. News outlets picked up the story faster than you can say, breaking scandal. TMZ splashed it on their front page. Blogs ran headlines in all caps, and YouTube commentaries, well, here we are. are dissecting every microscopic detail. The betrayal wasn't just whispered in corners anymore. It was shouted across timelines, hashtags, and trending lists, and then came the consequences. First up, the legal system. Reports say prosecutors have launched a preliminary investigation into the Smith-Harris finances. Think subpoenas, audits, and investigators showing up with files thicker than a Harry Potter book. One anonymous source inside the district attorney's office leaked a comment that made jaws drop. If the numbers add up, we're looking at one of the most high-profile financial scandals reality TV has ever produced. High-profile financial scandal? Translation: Yandy and Mendeecees might be trading their designer wardrobes for orange jumpsuits if this spirals further. But wait, because lawsuits are already lining up. Alleged donors from the charity events are demanding answers. At least 2 anonymous individuals claim they donated tens of thousands, only to discover their money vanished into thin air. One furious donor told reporters, "I gave because I believed in her cause. Now I feel like I bought a ticket to a scam show." Ouch. Meanwhile, corporations that once cozied up to Yandy are quietly distancing themselves. Brand deals are being reevaluated, partnerships paused. It's PR code for, "We don't want our logo anywhere near this mess." Even one makeup brand that Yandy promoted posted a cryptic Instagram story. "Protect your peace. Protect your brand." Fans immediately took it as shade. And if that wasn't enough, whispers of government probes are swirling. Allegedly, the IRS has taken an interest in some very suspicious tax filings. That's right. When betrayal blows up, Uncle Sam never misses his chance to collect receipts. Some fans are joking online. Forget ICU, they're gonna need FBI. But let's step away from the legal battlefield and look at the personal fallout. Because this isn't just about money and power, it's about family. And insiders are saying the Smith-Harris clan is more divided than ever. According to anonymous family friends, the person accused of betrayal isn't backing down. In fact, they're reportedly threatening to expose even more secrets if they're blamed publicly. Think of it like a nuclear standoff. If you accuse me, I'll drop the bomb. Allegedly, this betrayer has recordings, screenshots, and documents that could sink the entire ship once and for all. So now Yandy and Mendeecees are caught in a deadly chess game. Do they keep quiet and protect their brand? Or do they fight back and risk having their darkest skeletons pulled into the spotlight? Either way, it's lose-lose. And fans? Oh, they're split right down the middle. Some are screaming, "Expose them all. We want the truth." While others are preaching forgiveness, saying, "Ma, pray for Yandy. She doesn't deserve this." But then there's the third camp, the skeptics, who think this is nothing more than a carefully staged PR stunt. Another fake scandal to stay relevant, one Reddit thread declared. They collapse, they cry, they trend. Same cycle every year. Could it be true? Could this betrayal, this ICU dash, this financial scandal all be smoke and mirrors to keep their names trending? After all, in the world of reality TV, the line between fact and fiction is thinner than Yandy's patience right now. But let's not kid ourselves. Even if it is a stunt, the consequences are real. The court of public opinion doesn't forgive easily. Once your name is linked to fraud, betrayal, and collapse, it sticks. Like glitter. You can try to wash it off, but it's never really gone. And that brings us to Mendeecees, the man in the ICU, hooked up to machines, trying to process betrayal while his body literally waves a white flag. Doctors call it stress-induced trauma, but fans are dubbing it scandal fatigue. Can you blame him? For years, he's been running damage control, trying to keep the empire afloat. Now, he's lying in a hospital bed while his empire burns to the ground outside. Some online sleuths even speculate that Mendeecees collapsing wasn't accidental. It was guilt. Did he know? Did he ignore the warning signs? Was he complicit in the betrayal? Or just blindsided like everyone else? The jury's out, but the speculation is enough to keep hashtags trending for weeks. And here's where the ultimate question comes in. Can Yandy and Mendeecees survive this? Not just physically, but socially, financially, reputationally, because the odds aren't looking great. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The collapse, the betrayal, the ICU dash, the lawsuits, the leaks, the whispers, and the fallout. But let me ask you this. Do you really think we've seen the full truth yet? Or are we just scratching the surface of a scandal so deep it could bury everyone involved? Because make no mistake, this story is far from over. Investigators are circling, the family is cracking, and the betrayer allegedly has more bombs to drop. What happens when those receipts finally go public? What happens when those secret recordings, those phantom donations, those shady invoices all hit the internet at once? Will Yandy and Mendeecees survive the storm? Or will this be the scandal that finally ends their reign for good? Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Yandy really collapsed from heartbreak? Or was it guilt catching up to her? Was Mendeecees truly blindsided? Or has he been playing the audience this whole time? And the biggest question of all, who do you think the betrayer is? A family member? A friend? Or maybe someone so close it'll shock us all? Drop your theories in the comments below, because I promise you, we're watching this drama unfold together in real time. And trust me, when the next bombshell drops, you'll want to be the first to know. So don't just scroll past. Hit that like button if you think the truth still hasn't come out. Smash that subscribe button so you don't miss the next chapter. And turn on notifications because the receipts are coming. This is not the end, my friends. This is only the beginning. And when the next betrayal explodes, you'll hear it here first.